Thy true self is the meaning of the true will. Know thyself through thy way. Calculate well the formula of thy way. Create freely, absorb joyously, divide intently, consolidate completely. Work thou, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, in and for eternity. That's the first verse. That's the verse that describes the Magus card in the Book of Thoth. The Magus card follows on from the Fool card, and if the Fool card is silence and rapture, the Fool card is expression and voice, is articulation. There's a way that he repeats himself several times in here. He talks about the true self is the meaning of the true will. And of course, the true will in Thelema is Thelema, his will. So there's the key already. The will is not, I want this and I'm going to do it. The will is the true self. If you express yourself, your true being, and he describes what the true being is a bit further on. Know thyself through thy way. Now the way is Lamb. In the is a spirit called Lamb, who Madame Blavatsky describes, and the Lamb means the way. So this is an identification, if you like, with the self and the things. So the Fool couldn't articulate or describe itself because it is itself. It's only when it sort of kind of steps out, it becomes something else, that the Magus can express the self as a true Fool. Now it says, calculate well the formula of thy way. And then he says, create freely, absorb joyously, divide intently, consolidate completely. Now those 4 sections there, create, absorb, divide and consolidate, are kind of poetic ways of describing the 4 elements, Yod, He, Vav, He. Fire is create, absorb is water, and so this is now a chemical thing that's going on here as well. Divide is the air element, which is the engine of division. And then consolidate is the earth, is to completely bring it back together again. Work thou. So thou again is the true self that he's already discussed. And then he has 3 words: omniscient, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. They are the 3 zeros that represent the levels of the Ein Sof. So there's a 3 negative value, the three zeros, if you like, in and for eternity. So he's giving a sequence of events that are happening here with the create, freely, absorb, divide and consolidate. Then he's saying that you work those 4 actions, that they're not happening in time, they're happening at a level where it's omniscient, omnipotent and omnipresent, which is the supernal triangle beyond there, basically, in and for eternity. So this is again beyond time. That's quite an extraordinary statement that he makes there. So what we'll do first is actually just go through quickly the actual divinity meanings of the Magus card, because the Magus is Thoth. It's an important point that people don't realise this. So what does he say about the Magus card? He says skill, wisdom, adroitness, elasticity, craft, cunning, deceit, theft. Why theft? Well, traditionally, the Mercury, which is the Magus card, is related to theft, and he's someone who steals. Then he says sometimes occult wisdom or power, sometimes a quick impulse, a brainwave. And where does this come from? Of course, it comes from the Fool. So this is an expression of the inexpressible that the Fool has. That the Fool is come through the Magus. Then he says it may imply messages, business transactions, the interference of learning or intelligence with the matter in hand. Interference of learning or intelligence with the matter in hand. Some kind of block to learning about what you really need to know. I've had this experience many times in my own spiritual and esoteric studies, where you kind of hit a block, and it takes a while before you can really move beyond what this block is into something, into progress again. So there's the kind of the overview, if you like, of the Magus card.